الرحمن الرحیم. السلام علیکم. مارننگ ان ساؤتھ کے ساتھ میں ہوں فضا مریم. ا ویری گڈ مارننگ ٹو آل آف یو. ناظرین, آج ہمارے ساتھ جو شخصیت موجود ہیں وہ ہیں ایمبیسڈر آف قزاقستان ان پاکستان, اور ان سے ہم پاکستان اور قزاقستان کے سفارتی امور پر بات چیت کریں گے. تو بغیر کسی تاخیر کے چلتے ہیں ایمبیسڈر آف قزاقستان یرزاہان کستافم کی طرف. Assalamu alaikum sir, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, good morning, thank you, I'm fine, thank you.
We warmly welcome you on our program. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me, thank you.
Okay sir, how is your visit of South Punjab going on so far?
You know, it's my first visit to the city of Saints. I'm really glad that I'm here finally. The main idea is to establish connections with southern Punjab. It's well known that Multan is a great city and it's a great region in terms of agriculture, in terms of textile and other sectors. So we are focused very much on developing economic cooperation. And to develop our economic cooperation, definitely we should be in favor of developing connections at the regional level. So that's why I'm here. Today in the morning I met with the commissioner of Multan. Then I visited Chamber of Commerce, regional Multan Chamber of Commerce. And then I visited Bahauddin Zakaria University, and now I'm here, and it seems to me that there is a great potential to develop cooperation with Multan.
That's great sir. How did you like the weather here in Multan? It is considered that Multan is a very hot city of Pakistan, and how is your experience going on here?
You know, actually this is why I was suggested to visit Multan now, not later, because it will be too hot for me.
Yeah, it really gets very hot here.
Yeah. But for me it's okay, so far so good. Yeah.
Sir, what are the key areas of cooperation between Kazakhstan and Pakistan? Spread some light on that.
I would mention, let's say, 5-7 areas for developing our economic cooperation. Of course, the textile industry, it's well known that Pakistan is in the top 10 in the world. Pharmaceutical industry, surgical instruments, sports goods, and of course agriculture. The sweetest mangoes in the world.
Yeah.
So that's why I came to Multan. I want to arrange export of your mangoes to Kazakhstan, and believe me, your agricultural products has a very good potential in my country. And it is not only about my country, it is also about the whole region, the entire Central Asian region. So there are a lot of avenues for developing cooperation between our countries. The main issue that we need to address is lack of information. Our people know little about the opportunities. So that's why I'm here, and on regular basis I travel to different regions of your beautiful country, you know, trying to deliver this message that Kazakhstan is a neighboring country, is a brotherly country, and we are ready to do our best to bring our two brotherly nations closer to each other.
That's great. You just mentioned mangoes. Have you had mangoes here in Multan yet?
Not yet. I was told that I came a bit early, but I will come next time when it is time for, it is a mango season.
Inshallah. Yeah. Can you spread some light on the cultural exchanges going on between Kazakhstan and Pakistan?
So, I visited several times Lahore, and I met with the commissioner of Lahore. So our idea as a part of our cultural cooperation is to establish twin cities between Lahore and Turkestan.
Okay.
Turkestan is a city located in the southern part of my country, and Turkestan is considered as a cradle of nomadic Turkic civilization. Moreover, Turkestan is well known because of the many famous Sufis. For example, Hoja Ahmed Yassawi, his mausoleum is based in Turkestan. So that's why we want to establish, this twin cities cooperation between our cultural capitals. But apart from Turkestan and Lahore, for example, just today when I met with the commissioner of Multan, it was agreed to establish twin cities between Multan and Taraz. Taraz is another ancient city. So I believe that it's a kind of combination can help us to boost cooperation at the regional level. Because we can use this hybrid format, we can use cultural ties, we can use B2B, cooperation to boost, to activate our interaction, our collaboration at the regional level.
Sir, looking forward to have a great cultural exchange with Kazakhstan, inshallah. Sir, Kazakhstan is known for its rich energy resources, as such oil and gas. How can Pakistan get benefit from this?
So in 2020, during the 9th session of our Intergovernmental Joint Commission, it was decided to establish 3 joint working groups. One of these joint working groups dedicated to our energy cooperation. Several times I met with Dr. Musaddiq Malik, who is a state minister for petroleum.
Yes.
And he visited our capital twice, Astana. He met with the Minister of Energy of Kazakhstan, and they discussed prospects for developing cooperation in energy. So what I can say as for today, again, one of the main issues that we need to address is lack of connectivity. As soon as we establish a well-developed regional infrastructure connecting Kazakhstan and Pakistan, we will be able to develop cooperation in energy. Our country is rich, as you rightly mentioned, is rich of oil, gas, uranium, coal, so on and so forth, and our country is ready to help brotherly nation of Pakistan and to export our energy resources to your beautiful country.
Sir, both Pakistan and Kazakhstan are actively involved in international organizations. What are the shared priorities and challenges for both of the countries?
You know, in fact, we are neighbors of the same region. Kazakhstan is in favor of developing regional cooperation. For example, 30 years ago, back in 1992, our first president announced this idea to establish so-called Conference on Interaction and Confidence Building Measures in Asia. And Pakistan, in fact, was one of the first countries who supported this initiative. And last October, your Prime Minister paid his very first official visit to Kazakhstan. He participated in the Sika summit. And we had so far about 57 delegations from all over the world. And your Prime Minister met with our President. When it comes to our regional cooperation, when it comes to cooperation between Kazakhstan and Pakistan within the framework of the UN institutions, regional international organizations, I'm happy to say that we don't have any disagreements. On regular basis, we support each other, we support each other's nominations, and I believe this is the way we should develop our cooperation. And we share so many common goals. The ultimate common goal for Kazakhstan and Pakistan, and not only for our two countries, but for the entire region, for countries of Central Asia and South Asia, is to finally make our region successful on the international markets, competitive in the world, and we can do it only through cooperation, through supporting each other.
Yes, inshallah, we both will progress together.
Sure, definitely.
Inshallah. Sir, Kazakhstan is a key partner in China's Belt and Road Initiative. How does Pakistan fit into this initiative?
In fact, it was exactly 10 years ago when President Xi Jinping visited our capital, Astana, and during his visit, he also delivered a lecture at the Nazarbayev University. And it was the very first time when he announced this idea to develop One Belt, One Road project. And it was made on purpose. In fact, Kazakhstan is, as you rightly mentioned, is a crucial part of One Belt, One Road initiative. And it is well known that Pakistan as well is a very important integral part of this project. It's well known CPEC is, I think, one of the biggest projects within the framework of One Belt, One Road initiative. Just last week in Xi'an, in the Chinese city of Xi'an, there was a summit of Chinese and Central Asian states. And they discussed a number of issues concerning our regional agenda. And it was agreed that we need to develop regional infrastructure. So what I'm saying is that CPEC, as well as regional infrastructural projects that we are developing in our country, and not only in our country, in other Central Asian regions, they should be interconnected. It will help significantly. It's well known that Kazakhstan is the largest landlocked country in the world, and in general, Central Asia is a landlocked region. So for us, Pakistan plays an extremely important role in terms of getting access to the warm waters and to the international markets. And through such, regional infrastructural projects, we will be able to deliver our goods to the international markets. We will be able to get access to the African countries as well as to the Southeast Asia.
Sir, keeping in mind the rich agriculture of Pakistan, how can you think both the countries can benefit from this?
You know, our president several times stressed that agriculture can serve as another driver for economic development of our country. It is well known that Kazakhstan is in the top 10 among world wheat exporters. In unit, for example, wheat nowadays is in a high demand in Pakistan, and our country is ready to export our wheat to Pakistan. In general, I must say that in November 2021, the Ministry of National Food Security and Research signed an MOU with the Ministry of Agriculture of Kazakhstan, and we are trying to develop our cooperation in agriculture. Last December, we organized a visit of the government of Kazakhstan to your beautiful capital, to Islamabad, and we organized the 11th session of our Intergovernmental Joint Commission. And we had a Vice Minister of Agriculture from Kazakhstan, and he met with his counterparts. So when it comes to agriculture, it's well known that Pakistan has a great experience in this field, and we are more than interested to develop our cooperation, to learn more from your experience. For example, we are also planning to establish collaboration between Cotton Research Institute of Multan and Agriculture Research Institute from Kazakhstan. So it is not only about, I would say, exporting of our agricultural products, but it is also about organizing joint collaboration, joint research in this very important field.
Yes, looking forward to have a great collaboration regarding that.
Yes.
Sir, global pandemic had a very bad effect on international trade and travel. So how has the pandemic affected the bilateral relationship of Kazakhstan and Pakistan?
In general, I must say that this COVID-19 pandemic influenced badly not only our relations, I mean, between Kazakhstan and Pakistan, but in general, the economic situation. Now, what we need to do, we need to activate, first of all, B2B connections, B2B ties, because I believe that business communities of both countries should be at the forefront of our collaboration. Another very important area for developing our cooperation is education, because through education we can engage more young people. They will learn more about our countries. So I do believe it is true that the COVID-19 pandemic had a bad impact on our interaction, but I don't think that it's something like tragical. We can easily overcome all these problems that were created during the COVID-19 pandemic. And by the way, during COVID-19 pandemic, Pakistan supported a lot our country, and we are very thankful to the people of Pakistan for such a great and generous support for our nation.
That's great, sir. Kazakhstan has made significant progress in the field of research and education. How do you think Pakistan can, and students of Pakistan can be benefited from this? And what future projects do you think we can initiate collaboratively?
In January and this month, for example, the Kazakh University signed a number of MOUs with Kazakh universities. So I'm focused very much on developing direct interaction between our universities, between our educational organizations. And when I visited Bakharia Zakhodin University, visit you, we discussed this issue with Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Mohammed Ali. In fact, he was one of the first people whom I met in Islamabad and who supported me a lot. He then was Vice Chancellor of Kazakh University, and he signed the very first MOU with Kazakh British Technical Universities.
That's great.
Now they are developing this collaboration. Last year we established for the first time the Alumni Association of Kazakh Universities. So hopefully in August we will be organizing a visit of the leading universities of Pakistan to Kazakhstan to develop this direct interaction between our universities. So the main idea is to establish a forum of universities of Kazakhstan and Pakistan. I believe that through this platform, we will be able to engage more universities and we will be able to develop this direct interaction. Two things that we should be focused on. The first one is mutual recognition of degrees. Yes. And the second one, we have to develop so-called academic mobility, which will help students as well as members of faculties to travel and to study and to work in universities in both countries. So, I think that this year will be a crucial year in terms of developing our cooperation in education. Last year we had something like 1,500 students from Pakistan.
Oh, that's great.
But I think potential is
much more.
Yeah, yes. Is much more. So we will be inviting students from your beautiful country to Kazakhstan to study at our universities. For example, Almaty, our southern city, southern capital as we call it. 2 years ago it was recognized as the best city for foreign students in terms of infrastructure, in terms of services, in terms of universities that you have. This year we are going to launch direct flights, as I said, in June, and we will be inviting more youngsters from Pakistan to study at our universities.
This will be of great benefit for Pakistani students as well.
Yes.
Sir, as the ambassador of Kazakhstan and Pakistan, what are your key objectives and priorities for promoting and deepening the bilateral relationship between the two countries?
I always say that two issues that we need to address: lack of information and lack of connectivity. This is why I'm focused on, in fact, whenever I visit different regions of your country, I always learn something new. And I see how many avenues we have for developing cooperation. So this is my second day in your beautiful city, the city of saints. And again, I see so many areas for developing our cooperation. So what we need to do? We need to raise awareness of our communities, our business circles, yes, our academia circles, our even politicians and officials about the opportunities that we have in terms of developing cooperation. As you rightly mentioned, Kazakhstan is, rich of different energy resources, unique energy resources. Kazakhstan is a landlocked country, so you have access to the warm waters. We need access to the warm waters. So it's a kind of complementary cooperation. What we need to do, as soon as we launch direct flights between our countries, we will be organizing on regular basis different events, different visits, sector-specific events, cultural events, education, sports, tourism. For example, in the middle of July, we are going to invite tour operators from your country to visit Turkestan, our spiritual capital, and to meet with tour operators from our country to discuss business and to discuss what should be done in terms of developing our cooperation in tourism. In October, we are going to invite business women from Pakistan to visit Kazakhstan within the framework of the Women Empowerment Initiative. We want to help business women to develop ties with business women associations in Kazakhstan. Last year, for example, in May, we organized a single country exhibition Made in Pakistan 2022 in Almaty. It was one of the biggest events. We invited more than 130 business people from Pakistan to Almaty. So this is the way we should work. This is the way we should develop cooperation. And of course media communities. We should develop direct interaction between our media communities in order to fill the gap. We should establish and help to establish exchange of news, exchange of TV shows, TV programs dedicated to history, culture, business opportunities, so on and so forth. Through this collaboration between media communities, we will be able to reach millions of people, and it will help us, as I said, to raise awareness of our communities. And then it will definitely contribute greatly into strengthening ties and finally to bringing our two great brotherly nations closer to each other.
No doubt, sir. It will be benefit for both of our nations. And thank you so much. We are running short of time, so we have to conclude now. Thank you so much for talking with us, and it was great knowing your perspective and knowing your experience going on here in Pakistan and especially in South Punjab. Thank you for giving your time. Thank you so much, sir. जी तो नाजरीन, इसी के साथ ही हम अपने आज के इस प्रोग्राम का इख्तिताम करते हैं। उम्मीद करती हूँ आपने हमारे आज के इस प्रोग्राम में काफ़ी कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग जाना होगा। कज़ाकिस्तान और पाकिस्तान के